7. Don't invite your exes to sleep in your room. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, this is gonna be story time / tips because your girl messed up her schedule. So, you know, don't make the same mistakes that I did. Okay, so story time. Where does it begin? Okay, so yeah, like I said in my last video, my major at this point is pre-engineering still, sadly. But so coming into the university, I thought that I would be able to transfer into the School of Engineering. So when I met with my advisor here during registration, she put me in math, chem, what else? And a landscape class, and I told her that I was interested in business, so she put me in an econ class, and then I got to pick, I think, another gen ed. And then I took a chem merit class, and that's just extra help for chemistry classes. You can also take chem math classes because those classes are more difficult. So it's just an extra day with extra work and extra worksheets to help you understand the material more deeply, and it's a smaller class environment, so you'll be able to ask questions and work with your peers. So I met with my advisor, and she's not really an advisor. She works for administration, so she was doing the best that she could. And so when I registered for classes, I first put in my chem classes, and because that class filled up really quickly, so I put in my chem class, and the only times available were 8 a.m. or 4 p.m. So I was like, well, I wake up early anyways, so if I start early, I'll end early. I really thought. So I put in the 8 a.m. class for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then I put my math class. And again, the same like options were coming up, and so I got 8 a.m. for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then my econ class met on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's at 11. And then my chem merit class was at 9. And so I put in all of my classes, and all I had to do was figure out one more gen ed or elective. So I'm going through, they gave me a little booklet filled with classes. So I'm going through like the little booklet, and I'm putting in the classes that I want. So I'm trying to put in these classes, right? And it's either time conflict or it's full. So people are constantly walking out of this computer lab, and I'm like literally kind of the only one left. And so all the adults that are in the room are coming to me like, do you need help? Maybe you should take this. Maybe you should take that. And I'm sitting there getting frustrated because if I wanted to take that class, I would have signed up to take that class, and I didn't want to. So finally, just to get out of there, and I felt pressured into picking the classes quickly, I chose, what was it? Latin American Studies, which is something that I was not excited about. So at that point, I think I had 16 credits, and I wanted to qualify for a grant, so I needed at least 15, so that gave me 16 credits. I think 16 or 17, something like that. And so finally, when school started, I figured that I should just take a psychology class. That gave me 4 credits, and that would bring my credits down to 15. That doesn't even make sense. I don't know how it all added up, but the point is I am at 15 credits at this point, which is the minimum that I need in order to qualify for the grant that I need. So I was all set. But my schedule was trash. So at this point on Mondays, I have a schedule from 8 to 5. Tuesdays I have schedule from 8 to 4. Wednesdays I have a schedule from 8 to 5. Thursday is my only early day. I get out from my classes go from 8 to 11:20. Fridays I go from 8 to 12:50. So yeah. So at the beginning of the year, I had to take 2 engineering classes, which are just engineering orientation classes, and those just introduce you to like different fields of engineering and just backgrounds about engineering, so like engineering ethics, the type of careers that you can go into, stuff like that. So one of my engineering classes was half the year or half the semester, and the other one is now the rest of the semester. And so I one day just decided to look up like, what's it called? Oh, the requirements to get into the School of Engineering for the type of engineering that I wanted to do, which was civil engineering. So I looked it up, and the classes that were required were classes that I wasn't even taking. So I emailed the lady who helped me, even though she's not an advisor, and I asked her if I was on track to graduate in 4 years. She hit me with a head ass. She basically told me that she can't really say whether or not a student is able to graduate in 4 years, but with the classes that I'm taking, it would take me 3 semesters in pre-engineering in order in order to transfer into the School of Engineering. So it was going to take too long, and I didn't want to do that, and I was already interested in business, and I was also already struggling with my chemistry classes and my math classes. So I just figured that it would be easier for me to just do something that I know I'm good at and I know that I can do and I'm actually interested in, because I'm like interested in my econ class, so I know it's something that I'll enjoy doing. So I want to change my major to that. I still have to meet with my advisor in order to plan out my classes for next semester. But yeah, I have to struggle with the schedule for the rest of the semester. Great. And yeah, so it makes my engineering classes suck even more, because I don't even want to do engineering anymore, so I have to sit there listening to them talk about engineering in order to get credit for the class. Yeah. So, lesson of the day is, first, don't get 8 a.m.s. You really think that you can do 8 a.m.s? You can't do 8 a.m.s. You can't do 8 a.m.s. My roommate can't do 9 a.m.s. I don't know how she can't do 9 a.m.s. But you can't do 8 a.m.s. I'm telling you, please, for me, for yourself, for your mom, for your dog, for your dad, don't get 8 a.m.s. Don't do it to yourself. Don't. Because, like, at home, I would just sleep. Well, I sleep here all the time. I'm not even gonna lie. At home, I can't hang. Like, I go to sleep early. I go to sleep at, like, 7. Here, I be napping all day. So, like, I go to sleep. I mean, even though I go to sleep early, like, I can hang here. So, like, I don't, like, I'm still sleepy. Like, it takes me too long. And, like, if I want to get ready, like, some days I don't go out with any makeup. But, like, today I woke up extra early to look cute. And so, like, in order to, like, actually be able to get ready, you have to wake up early. And, like, for my classes, especially for my lectures, like, I like to sit in the back with, like, the actual desks instead of, like, the side ones, because I'm a lefty. So, like, a lot of times they don't have a lefty desk. So I like to sit in the back where, like, it's a full desk. So I have to get there early, because then other people be taking them. So I have to wake up extra early to get the extra early bus to get to my lecture extra early. So yeah. Tip number 1, don't take 8 a.m.s. Tip number 2, if you're struggling, talk to people. Make friends. That's something that I struggle with. My roommate is not in engineering, so she does not take any chem or math classes. Please, like, try to make friends, because they do tend to help a lot, especially when you're in class, and it just makes class kind of go by faster. But yeah, that's my second tip. My third tip is to make sure to take good notes. And what I like to do is, if the class allows it, because my chemistry teacher does not allow it, but if the class allows it, take notes on your laptop, because, I don't know, for me, I type faster. Obviously, I type fast. So I type faster than I write, and it's easier to just get down all the information. And, like, here at U of I, the teachers do post it on something called Compass. They post, like, the lecture slides sometimes. And so you can copy it, but I'm not really the type of person to go back and see it unless I do miss a day. So yeah, I type it, and then I write down the notes in a notebook just so that I can reiterate the information in my brain. That really helps me. Fourth tip, when you're making your schedule, give yourself a lunch break. Please do it for yourself, because I honestly I think I don't have a lunch break. Like, I think I do, but, like, breakfast. Get breakfast. Especially if you have to wake up early, like, get breakfast. Make sure you can get breakfast. But breakfast isn't usually that packed. At least here. It's not usually that packed. So it's easier to get food and stuff quickly and get what you want so it doesn't run out. But yeah, I usually have, like, 8 a.m.s, and then my next class is at, like, 11. So I come back to my hall, because my hall does have a dining hall. So I come back here and I eat breakfast. I wait for my class to start, and then I leave. So yeah, make sure you have time for breakfast, because I usually don't. Tip number 5, if you go here or really anywhere, make sure that you get the information of your advisors, because, like, every time that I email the lady who helped me during registration, I really feel like I'm bothering her, because she's like, you know, this is not my job. So I mean, she hasn't said that to me, but I really think that, you know, she's like, you know, you could just contact your advisor. But I don't know the information of the advisor, and, like, I posted on my Snapchat and nobody helped me get their information. So that's why you gotta make friends. So, like, I made friends, and, like, I have them on Snapchat, but none of them swiped up and told me, like, their email. So it's just, yeah, it can get annoying. Tip number 6.
Get involved.
Get him. Yeah, sure. I'm not, but you can. You can get involved. That'd be great for. Oh, tip number 7.
Get spooky.
Yeah, decorate your room. We decorated our room. Honestly, okay, so originally I was rooming with a person that I didn't know, and it was kind of like, it was just kind of weird to kind of like adjust to that, especially like you're already moving to like a completely different place than home, and like you have to like room with a stranger. But I mean, it was fine. I survived, you know, it was whatever. But here now, I have to move into here, and I went to school with my roommate, so I already know her. But it's important to like make it's important to make your dorm like feel like home, honestly. And like, because I don't know. I mean, if you're involved, like I said in tip number 6, if you're involved, I guess you don't really spend that much time in your dorm, but like it's really important to make it feel like home, because like honestly, we spend we spent a lot of time in our dorm, so like we made it like really comfy and like homey. And we went to a Dollar Tree and we got all this like decorations, like spooky decorations for Halloween. So yeah. And even though now I'm rooming with somebody that I know, if you're rooming with someone that you don't know, I think it's like it's important, even if you guys are like not best friends, at least to have like a cordial relationship, you know. Don't fight. So so yeah. Tip number 8. Stay organized. Honestly, you don't really get a lot. Well, I don't. So I don't really get a lot of like paperwork, and I don't really need to like give in a lot of paperwork, like essays and stuff, because I don't have to take a writing class. My friend does. She has to take a writing class, but I tested out, so I don't have to take it. But I think it's really important to stay organized, especially like here at U of I, they give you a free planner, and I think it's really important to just write down your assignments, because honestly, it's not that it's like a lot, like oh my god you're never gonna finish, but I think it's important to just stay on top. It's important to stay on top of your work. Like most of it is online, so like you don't have to carry around a lot of like paperwork. Literally, I think like the only thing that I've gotten that was like paper was like the syllabus. Not even like they don't give you homework assignments online, at least not my freshman year here at U of I. Like most of it is online, so you don't really need to worry about it. Tip number 8, get your gen eds out of the way so that you don't have to worry about them later. But here you do have to take classes based on like the major that you picked. So, like you're not declaring a major, but like you do have to take classes on the major that you're thinking about. And so I think it's really important to make sure if you are interested in it, because like me, I'm not interested in chemistry. I'm not interested in taking a lot of chemistry. I'm okay with taking like math classes. I'm okay with math, but like chemistry just does not click in my head. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but it doesn't click, and it doesn't click. So yeah. Tip number 9, make time for yourself. Do not revolve, don't make your world revolve around school. You do need time for yourself. I usually, whenever I have time, I either go to the gym or take a nap. Most likely take a nap. But I do go to the gym. I try to go to the gym as much as I can, but I usually do take a nap. Napping is great. Tip number 10. Don't try chasing for the bus, because the bus driver will leave you. I'm so serious. I'm having that, especially if you come to U of I. Just like, all my tips are, I'm going to tell you this right now. All my tips are specifically for U of I, because obviously I go to U of I. So like my experience is going to be, my tips are obviously going to be about U of I. So yeah, tip number 10, don't chase for the bus. He will leave you. Like the bus driver will leave you. I promise. Tip number 11, get to know the bus routes when you get here. Me and my friends walked around everywhere. So, because we couldn't figure out the buses. Figure out the bus routes. Try to. Because it will make your life easier. I promise. Tip number 11. Don't bring your entire wardrobe to college. Trust me, you will not have enough space to put it. And when you go back home, you know what? Buy yourself right now. Whoever is a upcoming freshman for college, whoever is a senior, junior, I don't even care what grade you're in, buy a duffel bag. Because I promise, like, your stuff when you go back home is not going to fit in your book bag. Because you're going to have to take homework home. Whether it's your laptop or your notebook or whatever, you're going to have to take that. And you're going to take your clothes. And it's just like, it's too much to carry, especially when you gotta take like the Amtrak or like the Greyhound. That's tip number 12. Make sure you get your tickets early, because they be selling out real quick, like real quick. Especially
at a discount.
Oh, yeah. True. So, wait, what was I? Oh, tip number 12. Make sure to get your tickets early because there are a lot of people who try to go home, especially close to the holidays. So, make sure to get your tickets early. Plus, they're cheaper. Plus, students get a discount. So, at least on Amtrak, they get a discount here. So, yeah. Tip number 11. Buy a duffel bag because your clothes will not fit. And don't bring all your clothes to college. Tip number 12, make sure to get your tickets early because they do sell out. I promise. You think that they won't, but they will. They will, I promise. Tip number 13, always do your laundry during the week and early. Because there will always be a lot of people trying to do their laundry after classes so late and then on the weekends. So it's going to be like really packed. Plus, the dryers here be breaking and the washing machines break, and it's just bad. Then people be taking your clothes out. Set a timer when you do your laundry because then people be taking your clothes out. Nobody has ever taken my clothes out, but I have taken out people's clothes. I give you 10 minutes. If you don't come back for your clothes in 10 minutes, I'm taking your clothes out and I'm putting my clothes in. Like, not to be mean, like, you set a timer, you come get your clothes, and either way, if you leave your clothes for long, it's gonna smell. So yeah. My 2 last tips. Tip number 14, if you are rooming with someone that you don't know, then I think you should set boundaries. Not like right when you get in, because that could like probably like put the vibe like really bad in the room. But I think that you should set boundaries because, you know, you guys are living together now. So it's important to make sure that, like, you know, if you don't like your stuff being touched, you let that be known. That's usually just like common courtesy. Don't touch other people's things, and they shouldn't touch yours. But especially if like your roommate is the one bringing the fridge, you're the one bringing the microwave. Like, that was my situation, and I didn't really stay long enough to kind of like be comfortable enough to leave anything in the fridge. So I always just had my stuff out. But I lived there for like what? How long did I stay in FAR?
Like 2 months.
So I lived in my last hall for like 2 months, and then I came here. And since I knew her, like, I was comfortable with leaving my stuff in there. I can show you guys what I put in my fridge. So in the fridge right now we have apple juice, water, and Coke. That's how we drink. That should be tip number 60. Tip number 60, hydrate. You feel a little parched, you get water. Don't get soda like me. Get water, I promise. It clears your skin. You know, you lose weight because you're not drinking Coke like me. I drink a lot of Coke. Don't let that freshman 15 get you, because it will. I promise it will. Okay, tip number 16, clean up after yourself when you're eating, when you're throwing something out, when you're doing homework, whatever, because the garbage does pile up and you don't want to be living in a messy room, especially when you don't know the person, you don't feel comfortable, and like if the other person is doing it, you know, it's just a bad situation. Even though I know my roommate, it's so important, like, we make sure we know what we recognize when our room is dirty, so we clean it. Like, we don't just leave it, and we know that it piles up really quickly, so clean up after yourself. You know, you don't want to get into problems with your roommate, you don't want to be dirty, so clean up after yourself. So yeah. Okay guys, that is the end of my video. I hope my little story time and my tips helped you. I don't want my present problems to be your future problems, so I really hope that, you know, my experience can help you. If I know this video is really long, but if you did stick through it, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know I'm loud, I probably talk too fast, but if you did stick through this, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment. I do want you guys to comment what kind of like content you want to see. Like I said, in my last video, I do have content in mind, but if you guys can think of any, feel free to comment. Thank you. See you in my next video. So in today's video, fourth tip. Give yourself. Fourth tip, don't do drugs. Tip number 6. Don't get bronchitis. Oh, everybody getting sick. Tip number 7, don't come to U of I. No.